If you're wondering how to start using automation and how to and where to start systemizing your service business so that you can be more scalable and grow, I'm going to dive into that today. So in our free Facebook group called the Scalable Service Provider, which I'll link up below if you want to join, John joined and asked, I want to systematize my business, but I don't know where to start, which is a common question that we get amongst a lot of service providers, right? They're in the trenches working on their client's business. Typically, they've been relying on referrals and networking and all the hustle and the grinding to get clients, right? And they think that, they hear everyone talking about funnels and automation. They don't really know where to get started. So I want to share how we think about it. And if you want to really think about how, as a service provider, you can scale, you need to look at your scale factor. And your scale factor is where are the areas of your business that you can tweak, where you can increase your capacity. So if you could say serve 5 clients a month, what are the few things you could do to go to serving 10 clients a month? For most service providers, that is not in lead acquisition. It's in fulfillment and how you onboard new clients, right? So that's what brings us to this conversation is, well, where do I start systemizing, right? So as a service provider, you need to look at where the biggest opportunity is for you. And what I've found, I'm going to draw here on the iPad, is we always need to start close to the cash, right? So this is where we have the transaction. And most service providers will sell over the phone, right? They either have a consultation call, a strategy session, or some sort of discovery call. And over the call, they share what they do and they enroll new clients over the phone. Sometimes there's a proposal in that process. So really you have to look at the closest to the cash. So on the front side, so this is kind of before the sale, right? Before sale, and this is after, right? And so in this stage, we think about conversion, right? This is where we actually turn prospects into clients, right? But we also have the capture part, right? So this is where you have your lead magnets and what is getting the lead into your system, right? And so you capture a lead, and then leads turn into prospects, and then you convert those prospects into clients. Now, this is a very high level conversation, obviously. And out here you have things like awareness. This is where you can be doing ads, content marketing, all that great stuff. On the back end, you have onboarding, right? How you onboard your new clients. And then you have your standard delivery, and usually you have some sort of ascension and or referral, etc. So when I say the fastest way and the best place to start when it comes to leveraging systems in your service business, it's always start closest to the cash. So again, let's look at where that means we start. Let me get a highlighter here. So if we sell over the phone, the things that will help you become more scalable as a service provider are, one, in how you convert, right? Many service providers obviously will talk to any lead possible because they're desperate for the next client because they don't have consistent leads and opportunities coming their way. So what I find is typically you're wasting about 5 to 10 hours a week, if not more, talking to unqualified leads. So if we can create systems in filtering out the right prospects so that when you get on the phone, you're only talking to the right prospects, you can potentially double the amount of leads you're speaking with every week, but also double the amount of the right leads you're speaking to every week. And so even if you start flooding new traffic and all of that stuff, like everyone's talking about, if they're going into a broken sales experience, you're going to have problems. So we need to systematize your sales experience because that will allow you to speak with more of the right people, right? Even if you don't have tons of new leads coming in, you're optimizing your time by only speaking with the right people, increasing your close rate, filtering out the people that you shouldn't be talking to, thus making more from the leads you already have, right? Now, on the other side of the coin, literally, we have onboarding, right? Most service providers have a really wonky and broken onboarding experience. Clients join, they don't really know what's next. They're super excited. They just gave you money and you're trying to figure it out on the fly. You have a kickoff call. You ask them a bunch of questions. They weren't prepared for any of those questions. They got to go do some more work. You kind of need a second call. Sometimes there's more calls. A lot of service providers do it this way. So what we need to do is design an onboarding experience that can be highly leveraged, that prepares your new clients to get to work, to the point that when you get on the phone with them, they're already in momentum. If you literally just start systematizing in this area, the sales experience close to the transaction and your new client onboarding experience, you will likely be able to at least 2 times your client intake capacity. And those clients that you intake and bring on will be more of the right fit because you filtered out through the systematic sales experience that we help our clients with. So literally you can do tons of stuff with automation, but as a service provider, you have to start closest to the transaction and then move outwards like we talked about. So once you nail this, all the cool, fancy ninja stuff you see all the gurus talking about, webinars and all that stuff becomes a possibility, but you kind of need to start here first in order to make your business more scalable. So, like I said, we have a free Facebook group for service providers that are looking to be more scalable. It's called the Scalable Service Provider. If you'd like to join us, there's a link below in the comments. You can grab that. We talk about stuff like this all the time. I'm always in there drawing on my iPad, sharing frameworks, systems, and resources to make your service business a bit more scalable. And I hope you found this valuable. Comment below with your biggest takeaway, and I hope to see you in the group.